we're going to talk about the playoffs.
Playoffs.
There you go. Thank you. I was waiting on you. Okay. We're going to talk about playoffs, Division II playoffs. We'll be kicking off next week. And guys, we know we're going to have at least 2 teams. Would be surprised if we didn't have 4, and we just might have 6. Is that real in the Division II world? CIAA and SIAC, a lot of times they get moved to the back end of HBCU football compared to the MEAC and SWAC, but they have been doing their big one. Again, we had the championships yesterday, so Albany State and Johnson C. Smith University, congratulations to them. They both punched their tickets with their wins, and we will get to that in just a minute. We're going to take a look in on the Division II selection show, and you will have we got a VIP. We got a VIP, a very special guest. We usually only get this gentleman on Wednesdays, but the real road warrior himself, my guy. K Ferg, what's going on, man? How you doing, brother?
Doing all right. How y'all doing?
I'm doing good, man. Yeah, man, great to see you. And yeah, so now it's a trio. This is who I've been hanging out the last 2 weeks. So again, man, yeah, Chris, I was just letting everybody know the D2 football show is coming on tonight. I'm sorry, you do the D2 football show, and that will be coming on tonight. But the NCAA selection show is coming on in just a couple minutes, and we are going to be reacting live to it as it comes along. We are going to talk some FCS stuff until we get there. But yeah, if we can, I'll be pulling it up. But Chris, I know you were at the CIAA championship this weekend, and yeah, man, how are you feeling fresh off the road?
I'm good. I feel like I just feel very refreshed after taking a nap.
Lucky you. Yeah, man, again, we talked about the D2 candidates, the D2 teams and programs that advanced yesterday. Albany State won the SIAC for I think the 85th time. I'm kidding, but I think it's like their 15th or 16th SIAC championship in history. And then you got Johnson C. Smith. They had not won since games were put on microfilm, and they won the championship. Hey, like I said, you live long enough, things happen. Hats off to them. This is kind of how it ended.
Finals. He's got number 2, Reginald Brinkman. Touchdown, Golden Bulls.
On their neck.
Damn.
That's cold, man.
Damn.
That's cold.
No.
Cold.
Yeah, Chris.
You had to add all that commentary, Chris. You had to add
I ain't
that.
mad at it. I actually like that. I like that. I ain't mad at it. I like that.
Oh, no, shut your Josh.
Well, listen, we know somebody, there's a winner and there's a loser on every side. And, we got Kobe here who has an affinity for Virginia Union for some reason. And then, we got, Wiley, who's not with us today, but he has he's got familiar with Johnson C. Smith for some reason.
As we speak. He probably cooking up a cinema as we speak.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait, too. I cannot wait.
See him, steam coming out his ears.
Bro, what? He probably crazy as we speak.
He was on cloud 9. He was on cloud 9 last night when I saw him leaving the field. I guess if there was a silver lining for me, it would be that.
Yes.
No, yeah. I don't like. I support. I'm cool with JCSU. I'm cool with Coach Flowers. I think he's a great coach. But I'm just more happy that all the hard work that Wally's been putting in that people don't really know about the past 3 years with doing the whole brick by brick and just taking the idea that he came up with on his own and going with it and just believing in it. And I remember whenever he first told me about it years ago, he was like, bro, I think it might do good if they actually do good. And then all the trials and tribulations coming with it, and then finally seeing it pay off. Like, I was out at Wake Forest covering the game out there, but whenever I checked and seen the score, I immediately hit him like, I know that's going to be crazy. He hit me back like, bro, I'm so excited. So I can't wait to see what he put together from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the perfect storm. You know what I mean? You come in and add those two things together. Perfect storm. Happy for the brother.
For sure.
Now, since they're below Virginia, though, I ain't that happy. Yeah, so what you done did, Steve? We can't hear you.
You got the selection show. Somebody that
can't
picked
hear
up.
it though.
I don't think we can hear it.
Anyway, so Chris, tell us about the game a little bit.
Well, I mean, I just felt like the energy in the stadium was like really big for JCSU in particular. I felt like the energy from VU is kind of the way they also came out. It just seemed pretty flat. They were just behind, kind of playing from behind the entire game, which, we saw that with Edward Waters, but it was a bit of a struggle, felt like, for them to keep up. The 14 points that they put up, the second touchdown, they needed that interception to get the ball to make the field a lot shorter. After that, it just felt like, man, like, is this going to turn out more like JCSU Fayetteville State, where like nothing gets done until the fourth quarter, or what? But
that game was bad.
Yeah, and but it was just more so like, JCSU connecting on the deep passes and VU couldn't. I mean, and I think that's the story of the game. If you just saw like what VU did to JCSU at the game, the earlier game in the season, exactly what they did to them in this game. They just slowly pulled away. So,
wow, but I didn't expect to see that. I knew that it could be a close game.
Yeah,
but I didn't expect to see that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So they got Kutztown. Kutztown, we already knew that. I mean, that was a no-brainer.
I can't see them.
Yeah, I don't know if you like blow it up or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, so they got Kutztown. So I live maybe 45 minutes. I grew up 45 minutes from Kutztown.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy for them because they never were good. They had a 55-year-old freshman in the 90s.
Oh my
God!
God!
South Carolina State before South Carolina State, huh?
Yeah.
Well, the Bentley piece is pretty. That was expected. Like Bentley, they got the auto bid, which they beat us.
Oh, they won that championship game.
Yeah, they won the auto bid because it's really down to them with Assumption, and they actually won it like not this past Saturday, but Saturday before. So that's not really a surprise there. So they weren't even in the conversation. So,
IUP.
So where do you think? What do you think? Union and Smith will probably land up.
I think they're going to be 2 and 3. I think JCSU is going to be 2. And VU is going to be 3.
That means they're not going to host?
No, they would host. So the top 4 seeds, the top 4 seeds host, and the other 4 teams are technically unseeded. So they could be moved around however the committee feels. So like here, like with Assumption getting in, that means Fayetteville State's out.
For sure. I think they were already out.
Yeah, that's a tough one because really Bentley stole the bid from them when they got the auto bid.
The auto bid with that in.
Yeah, because if they lost, Bentley beat Assumption. So if Assumption would have won the game, Fayetteville State probably would have got in.
Yeah, Go Smith right there too.
Yeah, now you they's kind of filling in now, so it's just a matter of some of the matchups here.
Yeah,
but they chose not to have a rematch in the first round with IUP. So interesting.
Understand that. I wonder who Smith's gonna play. But no, while they're about to announce the team, that was one of the things that I was excited to see, like with the CIAA championship coming back to Durham, like how was the fan bases from the North Carolina schools was going to be. So that was I was excited to see. So I'm glad to see that, like you said, that both of the teams have like kind of showed up, especially Johnson C. Smith.
Yeah.
Frostburg. Interesting.
Yeah, the thing I don't like about the unseeded process is that like technically Assumption is probably more like the 7 seed. And they don't get to play JCSU. JCSU has played Frostburg, and now VUU, even though VUU is a 3 seed,
They get to get somebody weaker.
they're gonna get somebody stronger. I would say they're gonna get Cal. I mean, this is predictable at this point.
Can Cal pass?
And California.
Does Cal have
say
a
it
passing
again,
game?
Steve?
Does Cal have a passing game?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Right.
But like the PSAC in general has been like very up and down. So
that's a long trip from. Well, not really.
Yeah, it is. They gotta come. Well, they can come through West Virginia. Cal is near Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So IUP, Cal, and all that's near Pittsburgh. Kutztown is in the central part of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, really. Bentley and Assumption got the longest trips. Like they're like 500 miles away. They're both in Massachusetts. Yeah, so they got a pretty lengthy bus ride ahead of them. And Frostburg is not as bad, and neither is Cal to VUU. But man, I tell you, VUU got to figure out a passing game because Cal's going to probably repeat the same recipe and try to slow them down in the run game. So they got to figure that out pretty quick.
I feel like that was. I feel like that was like one of the key pieces to the game. Whenever I came up here last week and I challenged Smith, I said it. I said, I don't think y'all can stop Curtis Allen. You know, I want to see y'all do it, and I'm glad they did. Eventually, you know, stack the box and make them throw the ball down the field, because I feel like that was a recipe in a lot of the success, like being able to get 3-4 yards of carry, and then it'd be third and manageable, and now you could just deke and dunk your way all the way to the end zone to where it was kind of a easier to game plan against and kind of harder to defend, because you don't know if they're going to run and throw it short, or you don't know if it's going to be an RPO, because they didn't really have like a true down the field passing attack, because their quarterback is just as tall as me and Kobe combined. So it's like that was one of my biggest questions. Like, if they can slow down the run game, will they be able to hit those deep shots down the field? And it turns out that they weren't able to. I'm just surprised that with all the injuries and all the pieces that JCSU had to fill in, they came out and dominated in that type of fashion that they did. That's where I'm really surprised at. Like, I thought it was going to be a lot more closer.
RJ can use his leg.
Yeah, they need to do more of that.
Albany?
Yeah.
Albany?
No,
if you go down there, they're going to cut you.
Albany.
I went to Alcorn one time. I went to Alcorn one time. I'll never.
Oh, now Alcorn would definitely forget. Now Alcorn would definitely get you.
Got you.
I ain't gonna lie, man. They hounded me all about Dynasty State. I like that matchup for Albany State, though. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
I don't like it.
I don't think Valdosta was that good.
You think they tightened up since the beginning of the season?
I don't think so.
That's the team I don't think anybody wants to see right now, but it was so logical because of how close they are. So I don't think Albany's ever beaten Valdosta.
No, they have.
Huh?
They have. They have.
They have?
Yeah, maybe in the last decade, somewhere in the last decade. Maybe, yeah, they have.
Count me in on it right now. They will this year. I don't think Valdosta.
So Cal gives up 109. I mean, scores 190 yards passing the game and 150 rushing. Oh, Wingate plays Benedict.
I'm not. I like that matchup. That's this Saturday.
Yeah.
Wingate's not 2-4.
Yeah, I think I heard you say something about going there.
Came on strong.
A&T and Elon, man, go ahead and make that trip to Wingate.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to A&T. That's gonna be nasty. I was like, man, I just got to go
Florida's
somewhere.
tough,
I can't sit down. Let me look up how far that is right now. Matter of fact,
West Florida's tough. I like them.
Kentucky State. I bet you they're gonna play Kentucky State. Kentucky State. I'm saying it right now. I can't hear anything, but I'm thinking it's
not bad.
They're gonna give Kentucky State them.
I'd rather go 2 hours to Wingate than go to A&T and watch them get beat by 97 points. That's right around Charlotte. That's cool.
Okay, North Greenville.
They can get beat by 97 points.
I didn't mean to say that, man. I'm trying to be on the Aggie side, man, because this is a lot of people. I'm gonna say this right now, man. People keep calling me, texting me, who posted on the game day account? Listen, it's not me. That's all I know. It's not me. Okay. I don't want y'all to hate me. Like, listen, matter of fact, anybody from A&T, if y'all watching, listen, Josh, go to the HBCU game day. I have nothing to do with all the trolling and memes that are going on. Okay. I am perfectly fine. Okay. Oh my God. Shador makes his NFL debut. Shador just came into the game.
Oh, word?
Yes, I just.
Oh man, you guys are getting it all here on the Road Warriors show. Oh, okay. So okay, Kentucky State.
So Chris, they got a winnable game.
There's a lot going on right now.
Yo.
Is that a winnable game, Chris?
Oh, you know who we don't see on here? Delta State.
That's a tough place to play.
And they are hating in the Mississippi Delta.
They feelings about that.
Oh man.
Oh, I'm loving that.
Them boys was mad.
I mean, Kentucky State made a business decision, and I can't be mad at them for that.
Sorry, Delta State.
That lawyer is so mad at you, Steve.
Man, I got about 10 hate follows.
Business decision.
I got about 10 hate follows based off this. So yeah, we had.
Go ahead.
Now go ahead.
I was gonna say on Twitter, Steve was arguing, forget the guy's tag or whatever, and he was like, "I'm a lawyer, and I'm sure that's breach of contract." He said, "Well, not in the court of public opinion."
The court is not pleased. Oh, that's hilarious.
So
he stepped into the wrong space.
Chris, you're the foremost. You and Steve are the biggest. We'll say experts right now in D2. How many teams you think we may be able to get into the second round?
Well, I mean,
I think when you start like that, Chris, my God,
probably has the most favorable matchup.
Mm-hmm.
And then after JCSU, then Albany probably had a second most favorable matchup. But I mean, I think that you could easily say 2, maybe 3 could get to the second round.
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely see. Like I said, I already see Albany getting in. I think that I can see. I can see with the. I just the one thing with Smith that I don't want them to happen. Well, I don't think Coach Flowers is going to allow, but I don't want them to get so hyped and so happy on the win and get in the ring.
Yeah, like this season's over.
Yeah, like they turn it down a notch. That's what I don't want.
Job's not done.
Yeah.
That's always the fear for these teams when they win for the first time.
They get on that high.
If we go back to I would say the modern era, WSSU when they won the first time, they were able to win and make it to the semis, and those two teams back to back. And then Virginia State won their playoff game when they won in 2014. They won their first one. But I guess you go to Bowie State in 2018 when they won their first one. Did they win that game? No, I think they did win their game, Chris. But that was because they had already been to the playoffs, I think maybe twice.
That was whenever they had Lamar at quarterback.
No,
that's when they had Amir. When they had Amir, but they had the thing that they had in their favor was they had already been to the playoffs twice and lost. So
and they had 2 home games.
Right. What was it? So I guess it was the year Fayetteville State. We got to go to the year that Fayetteville State was the champion back in 2020. 2. You know, they waited all those years to become CIAA champions, and rightfully so. They were excited, and then they went to some school in Mississippi that ain't in the playoffs, so it ain't even worth calling their name. It rhymes with Velta State, but and they got dogged. So and then Union, their first year, they won the CIAA, and they didn't win in their playoff game. So it's gonna be interesting. When you get that high, especially right now, it's been them against the world. You got all of these people, and by all these people I mean me. Saying they're gonna Smith again, and laughing and giving them the Winston Cup. So they get past that, and now I guess the winner of the Winston Cup this year will be Virginia State, actually. So congratulations. That broke that news here. There will be a meme coming shortly. But yeah, man, it was it definitely is going to be interesting to see how they respond after getting over that hump. Like I said, we'll take what everything they didn't do last year. They came back and they did it again. So now they gotta. The whole city of Charlotte is behind them, patting their backs, making them feel good, Rat poison.
Rat poison.
So
rat poison.
They've been thriving off the doubters, off the naysayers, and they're welcome. But now, now they got the sauce. They done went over there and they done knocked off the would-be dynasty of Virginia Union, who was this close.
But, it's still a dynasty. Now, still a dynasty. You made it 3 years in a row. It's still a dynasty.
Nah.
See,
it's still a dynasty.
No, I would say this. Here's how they can be a dynasty, but right now the dynasty has been delayed. They got to get 2 more. You get 4 or 5 years, that's a dynasty.
Oh nah, I ain't.
Yeah, it's 4 and 5.
First of all, Steve,
look, it's 3.
That's unfair.
It's 3. I am the foremost CIAA historian. 2 in a row is good, but a lot of teams have gotten 2 in a row.
You just because you know the knowledge don't mean that you set the bar. Like,
do the knowledge. Do the knowledge. Do the knowledge.
Like this for dynasty.
And with this, I told you the other day. I said, listen, they're almost there. They got to get over this hurdle. They're almost there. They've had a great run.
So I disagree with 3. I might not say that they're a dynasty yet. Say I don't say that, right? And I wrote the article. Say I don't say that they're a dynasty. Mm-hmm. But I don't think just championships makes them a complete dynasty, because they have the playoff runs. If they got to see what they do in there.
Well, I mean, hey,
next year and all the other stuff.
Win the national championship, or get to the national championship. Okay, then I could say it. And it's not like you lost to a bad team. You lost it, but you didn't lose it to a bad team. But I think
another reason why I kind of consider it a dynasty, because it's like in every other sport, this would be a dynasty. Getting to the championship. No, just getting to the championship 3 years in a row is automatically a dynasty. The Dodgers are a dynasty right now. Whenever the Dodgers are a dynasty right now, everybody called the Chiefs a dynasty, and they haven't won 3 in a row. They got to the thing 3 years in a row. So it's like, in a lot of sports that we talk about today, they call those a dynasty whenever you make it to 3 in a row. Like, it's not like, oh, it's 100% a dynasty, like you said, but they are in the making of a dynasty, 100%.
It's dynasty-ish. But look,
they can go back to the chip next year and lose. It's still a dynasty in my eyes.
Yo, Petty Murphy, your pettiness is at an all-time high.
What? No. That's a standard. Even to me, that's a standard. That's my standard. That is my standard.
So Josh has the standard.
Man, please. It's just like if it had been Winston, I couldn't say that they were a dynasty. 2 in a row is good, but it's not a dynasty.
But see, this is where we sit there. Winston had 6 championships in 4 years. I mean, 4 years. One of them, the championship game, was canceled.
Right.
Because of the pregame fight, right?
Right.
So, like, what are you, like, they were in the championship game 6 years. Like,
But after those,
I'm not going to argue with you about them being a dynasty,
That's
Mr.
100%.
Foremost. Now, what I am going to say is that they've established who they were clearly, and I'm going with them.
Look. Okay, look. Finally, Reason has entered the chat. My man, Miak Mike.
When is me?
VUU needed to win yesterday to be seen as a dynasty. Losing turned their achievement into a good run. Yes, they are at good run right now. Now, that's not to say they can't get to a dynasty. Make it to the national championship game. Hey, that could outweigh a conference championship. Or if things stay the same, or if things change and they get two more, they get two more. I can say it's a dynasty.
So
three in a row is immortality. 3 in a row is immortality.
Because I'm a Bills fan, and we were a dynasty. I don't care. We won the NFC championship 4 years in a row. So, anyway, Chris, what do you think? I'm gonna go to Chris. This is my thing, right? And I am a VUU fan and supporter, right? I'm admit my bias, right? But what I can say is I've never seen them in these kind of situations lose 2 games in a row, and they normally come back with a vengeance and with some attitude after they lost the game, no matter who they lose to. So that's what makes them a compelling story for me in the first round and their seed against Cal PA, because they have a little edge. They like Andy Reid after a bye. So that's what do you think?
I would agree with that. I think that they will certainly bounce back, because we saw what happened with Edward Waters, and I feel like, when it's a new season, it's like you haven't won anything, right? So yeah, you had your predecessors who have won, but there are a lot of folks who haven't won a championship, and you haven't won it this year. So I mean, I don't know. It just felt like a little bit of complacency or something that happened yesterday for VUU, but now they get to play for a much bigger prize, and it starts with dealing with the PSAC.
Yeah.
Real quick. Shador threw an interception, but the Browns just got it back. First play interception, but they just got it back. So we're gonna see what happens.
So like the PSAC plays some smash mouth football. Actually, to me, and you may tell me different, Chris, a little bit more. I played in the PSAC in the 90s, but it's like MEAC football. They run and beat you up. They beat everybody up. They put their hand in the dirt and they try to run over you. What do you think about that in this game? Is Cal PA similar? Because I haven't watched them all year.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cal is some of that. Those are teams that they tend to fare very well out of conference. Cal played Charleston and they won that game. And Charleston's a really good team. They're not in the playoffs, but they're a really good team close to the top of the Mountain East. So I think it's a good matchup in terms of styles, because they're both going to have very physical line play in particular. And that's always been the story with like the HBCU schools, is like, are they going to have good enough line play to get their skill players in position to get the ball? And to me, I think VUU's line play is definitely going to be there to line up pretty well. So it's just a matter of just executing at this point.
Yeah, there's a couple of things I want to bounce on here. Yeah, for sure. Again, this is the 4th year in a row this is the 4th year in a row that the Virginia Union will be in the playoffs. So the coaches know what it takes to win the playoff games. Like you say, I think, one thing that we talked about previously at the beginning of the year when I talked to Dr. Parker was how many of those guys from last year's team left and went to different places. And I think it finally caught up with them. Because, again, their passing game on offense, you don't got Reginald Vick Jr. anymore. He's at Wake Forest. And he covered a multitude of he covered a multitude of inefficiencies for them the previous year. You also lost the gentleman, I think his name is William Davis, on the defensive backside. That's another guy that, and those were the two places they got exposed. Those are two places that they got exposed in. And you know what? I giving him a lot of flack, but I Robert Massey from WSSU, when they played Virginia Union and they scored 34, listen to me. Look at you getting huffy and puffy. Listen to me. Listen. So he said that, they gave people a blueprint to beat VUU. I think that's a little bit overdrawn, but we talked about this on the show on Wednesday. A good quarterback and a good passing game can exploit Virginia Union. And Kelvin Durham didn't do it the first time, but he did do it this last time. So hopefully Union can shore that up. It's going to be interesting. Maybe this will add some more. I'm sure this will add more fuel to their fire. And maybe this inspires them to get on the run. And maybe we'll just look back and say that Johnson C. Smith was extraordinarily good. And Virginia Union was really good too. And that's just the way that it worked out. But, it's potentially a big day for the CIAA. It would be great to get both teams there. For sure.
That's gonna be tough because they play the second round. If they both win, they play each other.
Yeah, they both play in the second round if they both win.
Westchester don't got a big black population. They just close to Philly. They ain't got a big black population.
Kobe is Mr. Pennsylvania, so that's that, and Mr.
They are. I don't like Westchester. I went to Cheney, man. Anyway, we gonna move on. Albany is tough. How do you feel about their matchup?
Well, I think what you're going to really have to do with Valdosta now is that you're going to have to put up a lot of points. That's what it's going to take now. I don't see this game being low scoring. And so I just think you're going to put up a lot of points to make it happen. And with Isaiah Knowles and company, they can do it. I really do think so. Like JCSU, the game plan that they have for Valdosta early in the year was to kind of keep them between the 20s and not let them get loose. But there are times in which, like in that game, the running back got loose a couple of times and you couldn't catch him. I mean, he was so fast. And so that's what you kind of have to do. And they disrupted the pass game. If Albany has the depth, right, to sort of keep up and manage through that, they will do, I think, pretty well.
And go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kentucky State. Kentucky State. Any? What is your thoughts on Kentucky State? Their chances, Chris.
So Newberry is known. Newberry is known to be a really tough place to play, man. Like
I thought he couldn't hear you at first.
I had to pause for added dramatic effect because, like, I Newberry has been in a lot of dogfights this year with the South Atlantic, and they sort of came out of nowhere to make things happen. I don't like this matchup for them. I think that Newberry is going to establish their presence with the line at the line, and so I don't particularly like it at all.
They might have 300 yards at halftime.
Yeah, I don't like this matchup, and I know, like, we are hoping for the best because people still chattering and everything like that. But shoot, I'm not so sure Delta State would have been any different here, honestly.
Let them tell it.
Yeah, I just Newberry's really good.
I feel like no matter what, somebody was going to be left out. Somebody was going to be upset, like it is every year.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that's part of
Pembroke.
the
I
game.
mean, Pembroke's the other
It's
one.
part of the game. Yeah, it's part of the game.
Because I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
with
many years, HBCU was left out.
Oh my gosh.
HBCU was left
Oh
out.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I mean, that's the thing. With this setup, right? It's prime for having people to be left out. And North Greenville was that wasn't unexpected. The Valdosta caught a lot of people by surprise. I just said I felt like Valdosta could pull the upset because West Florida does not put teams away, and that's exactly what happened. And so it's not just like a Delta getting left out here. I mean, UNC Pembroke was in the polls, in the rankings, and then now they didn't get the auto bid and they can't get an LRH because really Valdosta. So yeah, but Newberry, well coached, a well coached team, and got a lot of pieces to work with, and Kentucky State can't get behind early, and even if they get up early, that lead ain't safe against Newberry. Not at their place, it's not.
yeah. So
And the game needs to end, and the game needs to end before nightfall because that's a dark place to be. It really is. You need to get up out of there, man.
yeah, that's like South Carolina State. When it gets dark around South Carolina State,
Right.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. It's some voodoo there. It's something with South Carolina State at night. Like,
Man, who you telling? Man, me and Wiley got locked in. Me and Wiley got locked in there one time, and dog, we were calling everybody, including Jesus, to get up out of there, man.
Like, it's crazy. Man. Like Steve.
It's like a horror movie out there, man. No disrespect, South Carolina State, but it's like a horror movie out there, dark, man. It's like
it's wild out there, boy.
Wild. So Benedict, are they going? So what it looks like in Group 1 and 2, the HBCUs are in the same corner of the bracket on both sides. So if they win, they will end up playing each other, right? So Benedict and Albany, if they win, they play each other, and Johnson C. Smith and Virginia Union. So that's also interesting. We hope they win, and we ride and root for them. But that's also an interesting place that they've been so close together, merged in mesh. That's also interesting.
Yeah, it's a 2-3. I mean, that's what happens with 2-3. So and 1-4, and it was clear separation, right? Because like IUP had 2 losses. So and VUU, do you really want to put them at a 4 versus a 3? I mean, I think it's a bit of a wash, honestly. So I think it was kind of unavoidable. Whereas you get 3 teams from the SIAC, and I think that's so monumental because
that's historic. I was going to
the
say
SIAC was struggling to get a team into the playoffs, like a year or 2 ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
and
now they got 3 teams.
Because even when that Benedict team got in, they got smoked the first game. So
yeah. No, that's
guess who? Wingate.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully Virginia Union last year set those demons aside. Was it? Did it? Yeah. Hopefully.
You all right?
No, I'm just going off of what Alonzo. Listen, I ain't say it's bad. I ain't say I don't like y'all. I love y'all. Me and Steve got friends out there that do content out there. Love y'all down there. But I'm just calling a spade a spade. Last time I went out there, it might have been because it was Halloween. Maybe it's because it was Halloween last year.
Nah, man, it's dark. It's just dark. You don't got
dark. Darkness, everybody. Darkness.
They locked the gates. Nah, bro. I was like, yo, how do I get out of here?
After I left, I'll try to go to the gas station. I'll just make sure I get gas before I stop.
Yeah, you don't want to be stuck down there. Hey, and cell phone service will go out if you go in the wrong direction. But
basically in the woods.
Yeah. So, and you don't got to explain, Alonzo.
But yeah, just to hammer that point home, really big salute to the SIAC and the CIAA for getting 5 HBCUs in the playoff in 1 year. That is amazing. Shout out to the NCAA for getting them out of the same division, because the same super region, because a year ago, maybe we only get 2, 2 out of 2 or 3. So I think that's really huge for the CIAA and the SIAC. I know a lot of people last year in the D2 world, weren't happy when they expanded the playoff field, when they gave auto bids to the NCAA, to the winners, which seems like the thing to do, but they didn't do it for so many years. And the HBCUs were often the victims of it. But now that that's real, not only do we have our champions going, but we also have, the teams that are second and third place there in consideration as well. And so now it's just on them to go out and win those games. And shout out to the SIAC commissioner for negotiating that deal with the Conference Carolinas. I know the folks over at Delta Hate are, doing whatever they do down there. But, at the end of the day, there were options, as Chris said. They took that option, they ran with it, and hey, they are now in the Division II playoffs, and other folks can just do their shoulda, coulda, wouldas on the corner, do-wopping and show-stopping. But,
5 in advance, sure.
They have to pick up that PlayStation 5 and do some engineering. All right. Well, look, Chris, we definitely appreciate you for hopping on. You can stay on if you like, for sure.
Yeah.
But I know you have another show going on as well. We're gonna talk about a little bit of FCS stuff. Because there was some.
Let y'all have it.
There was some stuff going on. Chris is like, do. All right, Chris, we will see you on Wednesday for the D2 show. It should be fun, where I'm sure those newfound Johnson C. Smith fans will be there kicking up dust with something to say.
Yeah.
But we'll be there because we ain't dug in the smoke.
We welcome you. Nope.
Yes, congratulations on your second
see
championship in 127 years. Yes. Congratulations. All right. Yeah, man. Well, that was fun. Thanks, Chris, for joining us.